They said it was a Ryzen 5 5600. I am pissed off. Now if you watch this channel, you know gaming PCs are expensive. I mean, just look at this. Yeah, I know. 5090s for $7,000? It's too much. So what should you do? Maybe you should go on Facebook Marketplace and buy one. So today I'm going to be seeing if you should actually buy a full system off of Marketplace and see what sort of dangers there are out there. So let's go pick up the system right now. So I've just pulled up to the destination and yeah, I've got my driver's license now, so I don't have to catch the bus everywhere and have to walk PCs home awkwardly. It was very awkward before. So let's go get it. Alrighty, got the PC in the back seat and yeah, let's go. And I saved 20 bucks, but I'll get into that in a minute. Okay, so my first impressions of the system is that it's actually pretty good. There's no scratch on the side panel. It's a little dusty inside, but nothing that I can't really fix. Only thing is, I had a discussion with the bloke. The listing actually said it had a 2060 Super, which was confusing because he linked a Scorptech thing, but it turns out that this one is only I don't know if you can see that. This is only a 2060. So I negotiated with the guy and he took off 20 bucks. It was their son's PC that he was selling. So yeah, I negotiated with them and they also said it was a B550 motherboard, but I got a B450, which doesn't matter too much, but now it's got me thinking, is this actually the entire system? But we've got 3 RGB fans in the front, an RGB fan in the back. What should be a 2TB SSD is under there. I'm really hoping it is, because that was one of the biggest values on this. Although this SATA cable that I'm seeing here is putting me off a little bit. This cable is also very taut. I don't like how tight that is. It was a Scorptech pre-built, so I imagine Scorptech did this, but I would not recommend having a cable that tight, especially in shipping, just because that means it can move a lot and it can put a lot of strain on the GPU. So I'm just going to loosen that around the back. So I've got my portable monitor plugged in with my keyboard. Let's see if it works, which it probably should. One moment. Okay, let's see if it turns on. Why is it? Okay, I've got the PC plugged in. Let's see if it turns on. Looks to be fine. Oh, we've got a boot screen, so that's good. Pretty quick as well. AM4 is pretty optimized in terms of booting into Windows. Seems to be all good. Okay, let's see what the specs are in Task Manager. CPU, and I got scammed. They said it was a Ryzen 5 5600. I am pissed off. 16 gigs of RAM, that's fine. What the Of course, it's a 2TB hard drive and a 500 gig SSD. I am pissed right now. I am not happy. And then it's a 2060, but that was discussed before. That is shit. I'm not happy with that. Okay. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna send the buyer a message. I am pissed off. At least I did go to their house, so they're more likely to let me get a refund or whatever, out of fear for their own lives. Not that I'm gonna do anything, obviously, but like, what on earth is that, bro? You know, you hear about people getting scammed, but you're like, it'll never happen to me. I just got scammed. But I actually don't think it was malicious. I think what happened is, because this is a Scorptech pre-built, and I'm pretty certain it is, what happened was, I think that they just copy and pasted the link, but Scorptech changed the configuration. So maybe it's not their fault, but maybe it was like maliciously intended to do so in a way that isn't so obvious. But either way, I'm pissed. So let me message the buyer a message and see what I can do. I'm going to be very upfront with them. Let's see how it goes. Alright, so my message to the buyer was like pretty upfront overall. First of all, I said that I was very disappointed, expressed my feelings, and then I said the reasons why I was requesting a refund or like a partial refund. So I compared the prices of new and used and what they were going for and what I expected the value of the PC to be overall. I then asked if they would be happy to have a chat with their son who was selling this PC, and then shoot a message if they can sort this out. And then I sent them also a video of the PC and the specs that it was using, and then compared that to what they had initially said. And then, of course, you got to end with a many thanks, and then that is probably likely going to move the process forward. They eventually responded and said that they'd be happy to drop the price down to $500 effective, so they're giving me $60 cash back, which is alright. So yeah, not bad for $500, but it's not the best deal in the world. But what I did think I'd do is put in an RGB CPU cooler. So this is a Thermalright Assassin X120 SEV2. It's got some RGB, and that'll definitely help me sell it much easier. So let's put this in the system. That is some pretty dry thermal paste, so let's get that off and put some new stuff on. I'm just now realizing that there is no RGB controller on this fan. Thermalright, what have you done? Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just not going to use this fan because I can't have RGB that you can't control. Instead, I'll take this one out of the back, just mount it on there, and then I'll just put a black fan in the back. That should be fine for the photo. Thermalright, I swear this was a ARGB fan that I can control, but I guess not. Alright. Disappointed, Thermalright. You should have had that more labelled clearly. To be fair, the box doesn't say ARGB anywhere, but still, it's kind of just implied that it's ARGB nowadays. Alrighty, so I've got the front fan in, then just for this back fan, I'm just using a black Fractal Design fan that I got somewhere, somehow. I think it was in the last PC flip I got, I just got it for free. So yeah, we'll put this in. Alright, now that fan is installed in the back. Cool. Alright, let's fire up the system and set up the RGB. And this is what the final product looks like. It looks really cool in my opinion, and the RGB LEDs work really well, except for this little one up here, which when I change it to white, it turns to green. So for this photo shoot, I'm going to have to be using orange as my main color, but that should be perfectly fine. So I'm going to take some photos and put it on Facebook Marketplace. But before we do that, let's test some games out. Hopping into Marvel Rivals, we're getting over 90 FPS, which is pretty good, and the 1% low is only at about 57, which is solid overall, and at 1080p medium, we could honestly probably drop these settings down to low. And then in Fortnite, we're averaging around 200 FPS, 180, kind of fluctuating depending on what's happening in the scene. Yeah, definitely good for esports games like Fortnite. And then in Rainbow Six Siege, we're averaging 188 FPS, which is really solid, high refresh rate gaming, and the game also looks really good at medium settings. Alright, so I've got the PC here. We're about to sell it to Charlene for $650. I printed out a quick start guide. I always do that. It just, you know, helps them if they need any troubleshooting. I've got my monitor. It all works. I'm not selling the monitor. So yeah, I think overall, even though I got scammed initially, the outcome was pretty good. So I'm gonna make 120 bucks profit, which is all right. But considering I didn't have to build the system, I didn't really have to hunt for parts, I'd say it's pretty good overall. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and check out this video up here.